some more revelations from
if you Jay like me again.
from the Brandy book.
Oh, okay.
Which I know we've all had time to read now over the weekend.
That's what I did all weekend for sure.
Which is great.
Did that yesterday.
Right on Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
So there were a couple things that I thought were great from the book. We're gonna get to the one that's on the board, but I just wanted to say like the news has been filled with a lot of things. She talked about in the books. I got to finish the book. She talked about her relationship with Whitney Houston. Her last conversation the day, like I think the day before Whitney Houston died. I thought that was a great piece. She talked about her relationship with Ray J. She talked about what it was like, how she felt about herself after that awful car accident.
Sure.
She talked about lots of stuff, including
Such a prick.
You really are.
You just a prick. That shit don't work up here. That shit work with the rest of the world. That bullshit don't work up here.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Anyway,
it was an awful car accident, and she talked about how she felt and the guilt and shame she felt for a long time afterward. She said she felt like a quote reckless monster, which I thought was powerful and a lot of accountability. She talked about how the death of Aaliyah cut to the bone.
all right, Mark. Enough of you.
And now Rodney Jerkins.
Enough of you now with your. Enough of him. Jesus, sickening. All this righteous.
Great book.
It does seem to be a good book. I know my friend of the show, Angie Martinez, hosted the panel where they spoke about all of that. Awesome.
That's dope.
The Darkchild clip. The Darkchild clip.
That's the one.
That was the one.
Okay, what'd she say?
That was good.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't know about it.
She said, and I'm paraphrasing because I didn't read the book yesterday. But she said that their relationship took a turn and they had creative differences over the Human album that she put out, where she felt like she didn't get his best work creatively, one, and two, she felt like she started to hear, it's the Rich Harris Amory.
Okay.
She felt like she started to hear their sound that they created together coming from other prominent female artists. And then when she got with him on Human, she got some mid, and the album was unsuccessful, and the relationship was kind of tarnished from that point.
Okay, so that seems
But what she said, which is the part where I was just like, okay, Brandy's on my list of I don't say nothing bad about unless it's that little joke we be making.
You.
I made one.
Yeah, no, we. But she said that her and Rodney Jerkins were going back and forth like siblings do.
Sure. I got the quote.
Oh, great.
Please.
We were going at it like usual, the way siblings do when only they know which buttons to push. Only this time he looked me dead in the eye and said, "Go do what you're going to do while I go sell 5 million records with Beyonce."
That's all we need to hear. We don't need the rest.
Sheesh.
Okay. We don't need the rest.
Okay.
Can't come back from that.
So I do have a problem with her saying, this sound that we created, you are now giving to other artists, but when we are in the studio, you are giving me mid. If it was a y'all thing, then y'all should have created the shit that you were giving away to. That's absolutely true.
That's not
you
true.
can't take credit for some shit and then take
then
the
put
credit
it on
back
him.
when
Yeah,
it does apply to you.
She didn't take the credit. She said collaboratively they were creating. So if you had 50 and I had 50, that's 100. But that, now if I come to the table with my 50 and you come to the table with 25, that's a 70 or 75 is mid.
That's not what she's saying. She's saying the sound that we created.
Yeah, I'm just giving you an example of how you don't necessarily got to come with your best work and we can still get mid.
Mathematically, that makes sense. Creatively, that does not make sense.
Either they created the sound or he had the sound.
Well, does everyone here agree that they had a sound? Yes, right?
I felt like Rodney Jerkins had a sound, but
No, I think that I ain't gonna say that.
No, I can't
I think
say that.
I'm either.
Because the albums that she highlighted where they were in full groove were Full Moon and Never Say Never.
That Full Moon album.
And if you are referencing those two albums, there was something unique happening there that we didn't really hear.
But I just don't, and I agree with that. You're right. I don't know if it's 50-50 is all I'm saying. I don't know, because I wasn't in the studio, who did what.
And she went on to talk about how some of that consisted of the way that she stacked harmonies.
Okay,
sure.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay.
Not the stacking of harmonies, but the way that she specifically stacked them, she started to hear coming from places.
Okay, that's a fair point. I guess for me, I don't like, ultimately, to Parks' point, the idea of saying, I don't like when people are we when we win and you when we lose. That's all I'm saying. That's really all I'm saying.
That's terrible.
My problem with the quote is, tell me what you said. Don't just tell me he said, yo, go do whatever the you about to do. I'm going to go sell 5 million records.
That
with
sounded like a response.
Beyonce.
It sounded like a response to something.
Okay, that's mean.
It's me.
What did you say right before that? Don't just give me the like siblings who know how to trigger each other.
Right.
I want
What
to
did you
know
trigger?
what Diva Brandy said to Rodney Jerkins at that time to solicit it.
And
And see, this is going along. I'm sorry. This is going along. What I've been, the vibe I've been getting from Brandy is,
And the book.
I didn't read the book, but just I'm doing whatever I got to do to keep this clean image here, and everybody
put it
else
on.
is the problem. But not saying what I did to contribute, what part I played in any of this. Every story we hear that we've been hearing, it's always something that
She
this
was
person
victimized.
did.
Now she did
and
take the
was
blame in the book,
victimized.
though. For example, she took the blame.
Again, I didn't read the book. I'm
on the
just going
Monica
off what
thing.
I've
She was
heard.
like, I blame Monica for naming that album "The Boy Is Mine" when it was Clive, and I didn't take the time to hear Monica's side, and I poured kerosene on it. My fault. The accident, she said, her fault. So she did take responsibility in some point. I just wanted, just to be fair, that she did do that sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes I
Safe to
want
say,
more.
Brandy,
I'm not
safe to say
but,
she-
those are ones where you can walk away from. You still
No, not
you don't
just
look
that.
another way. Hold on, those right there, you don't look any different in the public eye, even if you take accountability for them. Some of these other ones, you might look a little differently, and we've looked at you a certain way forever. So I'm not gonna allow. I don't want y'all to get that side because it's gonna mess up this perfect image y'all have of me.
That's fair. That's fair. There were some points in the book where I wanted more accountability. I just wanted to point out that she did. It wasn't a complete like.
But if you're
PR
taking
smear job.
accountability on shit that has no gray, right? Is it really accountability? You get what I'm saying? Like if it's some shit that is,
So she could have skated on the boy's mind. She could have just blamed that on
so
Clive
would that-
Davis
would-
and just said he divided two women. But she's like, no, I poured kerosene on that. He fucked up, but I actually did
but
something.
then
too.
Monica could now come out and say, no, that's not what happened. This is exactly what happened.
I mean, they
I
have been
got, I
for
got a
decades,
question for
isn't
y'all. So would y'all say that "Say My Name" would be that Beyonce did would be a Brandy sound? Say my name, say my
Oh,
name.
the Destiny's Child.
That's
Yeah.
Destiny Child.
I know, but did Beyonce? Would that be like?
What are you asking? Seriously.
What's so funny, nigga?
I could hear Brandy singing it.
I'm not laughing
No,
at
I
all.
could hear Brandy singing that.
That's
I
what I'm
could-
asking.
I
Would
could-
that be
I
because she
understand
said
what
that?
you're
She said that. Thank you, Ish. She said that. Yo, you took the sound that we created, and you went. So I heard prominent acts singing what we created. Correct. So I'm asking you guys as music buffs if the "Say My Name" song
It is a
that
similar
Destiny's
sound now
Child
that you mention
did,
it.
That would. Can you hear Brandy singing it? Would that be considered one of the sounds that he took?
Maybe. I would also wonder if there's any Brandy songs that Rodney did not produce that he could say, you took the sauce that we created together and created that.
I'm not mad at
Got
him
it,
for
okay.
taking the sauce somewhere else. I think that once you start creating, you can't unlearn what you learned,
Right.
and just hold it over there for that one particular person. But at the same token, now when you come back in the studio with me, give me that fire that you getting everybody else. And she might not have felt like he was giving it to her. I'm not saying one is
it's a
right and
marriage.
one is wrong.
And she also bailed. I mean, she made a choice with that album. She talks about a little bit in the book, but she talked about it in other places too. There's a viral clip going around of her kicking Rodney's back in like 10 different places. She made a decision to make a pop album. She decided that Humans wasn't going to be the same sound. She made a decision, and it's like it did. And a lot of R&B artists swing for the fences with a pop album, and then when they miss, they blame somebody
blame
else.
somebody
Again,
else.
I'm not saying Brandy's wrong or right. I'm saying they made a bad album. It was subjectively not a good album, and like we won as a team, we lost as a team. To
agree
me,
with
that should be it.
It should have never even came out publicly.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
It's also, in my opinion, irresponsible to blame the producers for the beats that you picked.
right.
Like, you could have said, no, these aren't good enough. Let me go somewhere else. I got to find a different producer, go a different direction.
Right, you're Brandy. You could do that.
That gets tricky for me because at some point you can ask the producer to play 500 beats. At some point you'll know when they're not giving you their best. Like, you know as an artist when the producer is keeping a certain folder away from you.
Or Dolph. And
So
look,
what do you do as an artist then?
There's nothing you can do.
Neutral button.